tifu by bringing too much beer to a work party. I'm probably the wrong person for this, boss. Nah, it's fine. Proceeds to be the wrong person for that. I don't know, it sounds like you did great. Bet the party was a blast, lolxd. You can never have too much beer or firewood. Michael Scott, is this enough to get 20 people plastered? Clerk, 15 bottles of vodka. Yeah, that should do it. You didn't foo, your boss did. You told the boss you had no frame of reference for this. Not your fault. Who is the most famous person you have ever met? I met Eddie Murphy in Disney World, after Mulan release, when he left his sunglasses on the table at the Aztec Temple restaurant. I saw them laying there while everyone was watching his group leave, grabbed them and yelled, "Hey Eddie, these yours?" He laughed and said yes, thanked me, then took a pic with me. I saw Philip Seymour Hoffman, Maria from Sesame Street and someone from Law and Order all within a 3-block radius one day in NYC. John F. Kennedy 1960 in Atlantic City at a United Steelworkers convention. Dealership pulled bait and switch, it cost them over $50,000. You could probably report them to Google. I think paying for 5 / reviews is against their TOS. Why didn't you sue them to enforce the contract you had? I like the story. But you had a signed contract or not? Can't you sue for fulfillment? I am not familiar with American law, but if they don't uphold their end in Europe, you can sue for either fulfillment or reimbursement of damages. Like not having a car or you buy it somewhere else on their costs. After a lawsuit, of course. Usually, they just pay a portion of the price, like 10%, and the contract ends there. Florida Attorney General opened a criminal investigation into Andrew Tate and his brother. What's your opinion on this? Place them on the tree of woe. He's wanted in the UK, and we do have an extradition treaty with them. Sorry sir, you can't enter your building. The flip side of you not stopping the CEO is you get fired for not enforcing policy, so good job. Bro, writing up the CEO of the company is such a power move. Laughing face. Turn the water on when using the bathroom. If the toilets are close enough to the service desk that people hear unpleasant sounds, there needs to be better soundproofing to solve the problem for everyone. Go to HR and ask why it is acceptable for someone to complain about someone peeing and farting in the bathroom. See if they have a policy about frivolous complaints. It would be different if you were farting each time you went by the person's desk, but this doesn't seem to be the case. Let her explain to them how she was uncomfortable by someone doing a normal work and life appropriate bodily function. It's wild for a grown adult to be upset about bathroom sounds coming from a bathroom. Frankly, you shouldn't have to appease her by wasting water by turning on the faucet when you have to pee. She's presumably a grown-up, correct? If you were to eat only one fruit for the rest of your life, what would it be? At first I was like, easy raspberries, but then I remembered oranges and then I thought to myself, wait, mangoes and pineapples exist. So to answer, I'm giving a non-answer and saying thanks for ruining my day with this question. Apples. So many different varieties. No votes for blueberries yet. I'll go for blueberries so I don't have to fight the mango and banana fans, although I'm happy to trade. What's a movie you love that most people you talk to never heard of? The Gods Must Be Crazy. The Firm, a 1988 BBC film with Gary Oldman playing a proper man with proper life who turns into an insane hooligan whenever his team is playing. Fantastic job by those involved, but especially Oldman, who is at his best here. Always surprised how many people don't know Best in Show. Bubba Ho-Tep. Peak Bruce Campbell. Americans, how do you feel about Rep. R.O. Khanna holding town halls in 3 Republican districts where their rep won't host any? Every Democrat in office should be doing this. Not just Congress either, state-level officers too. Great idea, if more Democrats run with it. As one lone rep it's clever but ineffective, mostly virtue signaling to the base or getting attention for a future run for higher office. But this would be a worthwhile strategy to embarrass Republicans and make inroads in deep red districts if more Dems leaned into the idea. Brutal contrast while Republicans are running for cover. Bernie's also doing something similar with his oligarchy tour. My rep, Nicole Malliotakis, simply refuses to host a town hall. Won't reply to polite emails from a voter in her district. When called has a staffer, a pleasant young woman I refuse to be rude to, say they have no plans to meet with their constituents. Eli 5, Why do humans need to eat ridiculous amounts of food to build muscle, but gorillas are way stronger by only eating grass and fruits? Humans produce a protein called myostatin that inhibits muscle growth. It makes it difficult to grow big muscles. Having too much muscle slows you down and tires you, and your heart, out. That protein limits muscle growth so that humans don't need to consume ridiculous amounts of anything and can survive when resources are low. Gorillas don't have that protein. They've evolved to make those proteins themselves, but that requires more energy on their part. The thing is, we eat a lot less physical food than they do. Grasses and fruit don't have a lot of calories, and because gorillas are so big, they have to almost constantly be eating, and they don't have the stamina we do. They can be big and strong for a bit, or move quickly for short bursts, but they spend most of their time just sitting around and eating so they don't starve to death. Ridiculous amounts. A human male requires 2,500 calories a day. A silverback gorilla needs nearly 4 times that. Tifu by microwaving my girlfriend's leftover rice. Better than the maggots I was expecting, but I guess they would have been cheaper. Wouldn't it have smelled very cheesy after being melted? It's not the light that's dim. Were you wasted and also in the dark? Only way I see this as an understandable mix-up LOL. LPT, use the Ford method when you don't know what to say in conversation. Panicking, so what do you dream about? I thought the F was for food. Family makes more sense, but some people just can't stop talking about food. If aliens landed tomorrow, what's the first thing you'd say to them? I've got my towel, now jab that fish in my ear and let's get moving. Took you long enough. Do you take milk or lemon with your tea? Tifu by accidentally starting a city-wide scavenger hunt. Plant a mirror with a message saying, you were the treasure all along. In other words, you now have an army. The mayor asking you about permits. Ha. Play your cards right and you'll be king of your city. Nice try. But you aren't going to throw me off that easily. If the History Channel gets word of this, they could drag it out for at least 10 seasons. Like and subscribe.